Mailbag here on the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Anthony Strader just sent in thanks. I appreciate that. As a reminder, this offseason, to celebrate George Pickens' arrival, we're doing a George Pickens jersey raffle. A $5 super thanks. You can send in a message too, by the way. Gets you into the George Pickens jersey raffle. And obviously, super chats when we're live work as well. From Samuel, I bought my dad and myself tickets to the October 19th game. Commanders at Cowboys. So excited. First off, great Father's Day gift. I'm sure he loved that. Hope it's Cowboys win. Should be a good game too. Commanders might have some sophomore slump stuff, but they should still be a very competitive team this year. So hope you enjoyed, Samuel. Hope it's a win. And I think I speak for everyone watching as well. Ethan Rubin. Thanks for all your coverage, Tom. Praying the Cowboys pull through to ruin the Eagles' banner ceremony in Week 1. That'd be really fun. That would be a lot of entertainment involved there. Because A, Dallas is going to be like a touchdown dog. At least that's what they were when I last checked. They're going to be touchdown underdogs in Week 1. It would be a lot of fun for the Cowboys to upset Philadelphia, kind of, ruin the ceremony a little bit, and they still won. It's not really ruining it. And there'd be a lot of, down bad. The Cowboys-Eagles Twitter fandom is always toxic on social media. The Giants are not because they haven't won anything. The Commanders are kind of just happy to be here a little bit. And the Eagles-Cowboys stuff gets toxic. So I think that would be a great outcome. We would all be super hyped if they did it, with expectations of them not being able to. So for Week 1, who you got? C for the Cowboys, E for the Eagles. Let me know in the comments section of today's show, C or E. From Mighty Ant 0215, how do you think Pickens is going to react to the Cowboys, to the way of the Cowboys paying players? And I trade for a damn DT. So the DT part first, I would too. I am not comfortable with a unit of Oso Odighizuwa, Mozzie Smith, Solomon Thomas, and Jay Toia. You're banking on a lot of stuff we haven't seen consistently, especially at nose guard. I would love to get a better veteran presence in there. It's tough to find those guys. I don't know who's actually available. Maybe the Bears have somebody, but you're not going to get a superstar starter. The Jordan Phillips trade made a lot of sense at the time because you were desperate. You thought he'd be better than what he was, and he ended up being fine in Buffalo, which is really annoying, by the way. But there's not a lot of great options. As for Pickens, I am sure that George Pickens has been prepped by his agent. It's Micah Parsons' agent. They know how it's going to go. And I think everybody, in maybe a good way, is on board with, let's see how this year plays out. And that should, in theory, lead to a motivated Pickens. And then he's either getting a massive franchise tag figure, he's getting extended, or he's hitting the open market, which doesn't happen very often for a player of his caliber. So I think Pickens, at least right now, is probably pretty happy with the way things have panned out. Does that change? We'll see. So predictions. Does Dallas end up extending George Pickens? Y for yes, N for no. Javonte Johnson, with us having so many backs, do you think Deuce Vaughn will even get playing time? I don't know if he's going to make the roster. At my last projection, my answer was no, he did not make the team. So it's a tough path for him. I think there is still untapped talent, but the previous regime did not use him well. And with life in the NFL, if you don't flash in your first few years as a late day 3 pick, your chances are extremely limited. From Steven, the boys will wait 1 hour before the start of the year to pay Micah Parsons. They did it before, they'll do it again. I do want to say, that really pissed me off. Just purely from, me doing my job perspective. I did not appreciate the timing of the Dak Prescott extension. The morning of the day of the game, I was trying to get ready for the game. I got to build all the other stuff going on here before. I was extremely unhappy with just the way that played out. It did not benefit me really at all. I did not like it. It just made my life more challenging. And I would appreciate it if they never did it again. So the threat of that is always real, and I would prefer it if they didn't do it that way. I would feel like maybe you get it more in training camp than anything else. From Robert, asked basically I was going to start Kaiir Elam in the preseason. I've got it. He's in there now, or in the Sims. He's in there. I got you, Robert. Thank you, my friend. Cowboys camp gear, hats, bucket hats, visors if you want to go full shot. I might have to, if we get the super chat to pick the Halloween costume, feel like Shoddy's going to be a very popular one. That's just wearing a visor. McCarthy, it was the giant playbook and the pillow underneath the shirt and the hat. Visor is Shoddy. Either way, get your Cowboys training camp and really sideline gear. It's all the same at chatsports.com/CowboysCamp. Link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. That's chatsports.com/CowboysCamp. From Dasha XL. Do the Cowboys have a chance to make playoffs with a 10-7 mark? I think there's a real chance they don't, and that's why games with the NFC North teams will be huge. So I think you raise a valid point that the 10-7 is kind of right on the fringe of, hey, there is a scenario where you win 10 games and you don't get in. Like that is a possibility. Now, because you saw it last year, Seattle won 10 games and they did not get in. 11 wins, you're in. You're going to make it. 10 wins, probably a better than 50% chance. Not always going to happen, but better than 50%. 9 wins, like maybe 25%. So if you go 10-7, you feel good, but you're not a lock. In most years, it'll get you in, or at least around 50% of the years. But 11 wins, you're safe. 10 wins, tiebreakers against the NFC North will matter. Daniel, best trade target for Dallas is to go get Jalen Ramsey. Yes, the money is a big deal, but you need a cornerback desperately. I don't disagree. I just, in general, with the Ramsey stuff, with the way the Cowboys operate, money is a deal breaker for them. I don't think that they want to pay Ramsey $20 million. I don't know if many teams do. And if you're Miami, you're already saving so little that eating more money doesn't really make a lot of sense for you. From Chris Hale, do any undrafted free agents make the roster? So in general, as a reminder, this is a much smaller undrafted free agency class. It's Trayshawn Holden, Josh Kelly, Rivaldo Fairweather, Tyler Neville, that's receivers and tight ends, Justin Barron, Mike Smith, Elijah Clark, Zion Childress, Bruce Harmon, and I don't think I'm missing. I think it's just those 9 guys. I think that the 2 Syracuse kids, Justin Barron and Elijah Clark, in part because of the official team's value, stand out. But Dallas kind of like added guys like, Hakeem Adeniji, Sadiq Charles, Luke Barker they brought back to like make it a more experienced, 70 to 90 on the roster and not as like 19-man UDFA class. So how many undrafted free agents make the Cowboys roster? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Daniel, you think Elam starts and the Cowboys pick up Gilmore to play outside or nickel? So for starters, he's not playing nickel. He's not a nickel. I kind of feel like Deron Bland's going to end up being your nickel when it's all said and done. I would not rule out Gilmore, but I think the Cowboys want to get to August 1 thereabouts and like see how Elam looks in a more contact-heavy role. See where Rebel's at. See where Diggs at. See where Kalen Carson, Andrew Booth are at. So I would not rule out that one out, but I don't think it's a guarantee either. Ecuador man, AOG, how many touchdowns will Pickens price himself out with the Cowboys? I don't even know if it's touchdowns. Like, it might be yards. It might be just like... Honestly, it depends on if the Cowboys franchise tag him or not. If George, whatever the number is, if Pickens hits the open market, he is gone. He's gone. Like, the receiver market, there are so many teams desperate for help. He'll get a $30 million offer on the open market. Like, if in the scenario the Cowboys don't pay DaRon Bland and they tag Bland and not Pickens, it's a real threat. He's gone. He's going to get, assuming he's not terrible in a head case, if he puts up last year's numbers in Pittsburgh, he'll get $30 million in the open market. Chris Godwin got that offer. Now the cap's up by another $15 million. That's like, now the question is, can you find a middle ground? Can Pickens be like, I'm happy here, and I want to play with Dak. Like, I've got a good QB for the first time in my career. That's a possibility. Or he's gone, you get a third-round comp pick, and you're not mad about it either. Like, those are all, outcomes here that are options. If you want more free Cowboys YouTube videos, hit that sub button, youtube.com/CowboysTV. From Turd Ferguson. You ever watch those SNL skits? I ever send them to you, Chris? God, they're so funny. Anyway, is Shoddy, I'll send it to you. Remember, send it to you after the show. Is Shoddy planning on running a lot of double tight end stuff? Maybe. I think it kind of mentioned the George Pickens stuff here. It kind of allows you to do this. If it was Lamb and Tolbert, like, can you really toss out another non-pass catching option in Schoonmaker / Brevin Span Ford? I don't think so. I still think in the end the Cowboys are going to live in 11 personnel. That's where they're best at personnel-wise. But I think there probably will be some two tight end stuff, but I've heard that for 3 years in a row. They want to use more two tight end stuff. It requires a good second tight end. I don't know if you have one yet. We'll go more to that in the future. Rich Kaufman. Tom, I think the Yacht Boys hold out on paying Micah till next year. The Yacht Boys are only positive. We like the Yacht Boys. We don't like it when they're not on the yacht. And it's only for drafting, because they drafted Super Bowl that year. No, I don't think so. It's annoying. The whole thing is stupid. This deal will get done. Whether it's July 1st, July 31st, August 15th, I think that deal will get done this year.